Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a very long time, and it is actually really quiet in my room because usually I have my AC on and my music's usually playing. I had to pause all that for this, and everyone's asleep, so I'm gonna try not to be loud and wake everyone up. This is the first video in a while, and I know I might sound weird. My mic broke, so I'm gonna have to just use my phone. I'm probably just gonna make predictions videos until I get me a PC, and I'm working on that. I am getting a job very soon, and once I get a job, then I'm gonna be trying to get a PC, and that's gonna be awesome. I can make a lot of videos, a lot of different type of videos, but right now I'm probably gonna stick to just pay-per-view predictions. And also sorry about a big glare. That's got to deal with that, and sorry that I'm like talking like a whisper talk. It's because everyone's sleeping and I'm not trying to be super loud, but you know, whatever. And also, don't ask about the hat. My hair looks really stupid right now. I usually have it up in a bun or something. I don't feel like doing it right now, so we're gonna get straight into these predictions. And this is actually my first ever predictions video. Was Money in the Bank 2019. So yeah, it's 4 years. That's crazy. That's 4 years ago. It was 2019. It doesn't feel real, but anyway. So first, I'm going to make my predictions of SmackDown before Money in the Bank, which is tomorrow. There's Pretty Deadly versus Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens, and as much as I love Pretty Deadly, yes, boy, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are easily retaining. I feel like that's just the obvious answer. I think Pretty Deadly will eventually win the tag champs, but right now, I think Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are doing really good as the tag champs, surprisingly. I didn't think they would hold it for that long. Like, I didn't think they would be, like, great champs. I did because they're great wrestlers, but, like, at the same time, like, I didn't know how they would, because they were more of a story, not much of a tag team, but I guess they ended up working really well, and obviously they would. They're best friends. I don't know why I didn't think they would, but I don't know. I think that one's pretty obvious. I don't think nothing special is happening. It's going to be a really good match, and then Kevin and Sami's going to win. But Asuka versus Charlotte, I was beyond happy when Asuka took that title. I think that was long overdue. Bianca should have lost to Asuka at WrestleMania. I don't know why she didn't. But I was so happy when Asuka beat Bianca Belair, and Charlotte coming back for the championship makes me super concerned because I feel like they might do. Sorry if you hear that. That's a frog. I don't know if you can hear it. It's right outside my window and it's annoying. But I'm scared that they're just gonna have Charlotte just come in there and beat Asuka, and then have Asuka lose to, or Charlotte lose to Bianca. So then, Bianca can have her like 4 horsewoman thing or whatever. And my cat is like, hold on. My cat, he wants to say hey. Okay. Anyway, so I think Asuka and Charlotte's match is gonna end in a no contest. I don't think either that or a sketchy finish, and I think it's gonna be a Bianca versus Asuka versus Charlotte at Money in the Bank. And if that match does happen, since it's not confirmed, I'm gonna go ahead and make my prediction. If it does happen, that's tough because I can see Charlotte winning, but I think Asuka will retain, and I'm gonna go with that. I love Asuka. She's my favorite women's wrestler of all time. I named my dog after her. Like, I really hope she retains her championship. If she doesn't, I'm gonna be really sad and really mad. Anyways, let's go on to the official matches that are officially announced for Money in the Bank. First, we got Dominic Mysterio versus Cody Rhodes, and I gotta say, I am loving both of these guys. Dominic Mysterio has been doing an amazing job. Everyone hates this guy, and it's so awesome to see everyone just boo the crap out of him. It's the most entertaining thing ever, and I really like this. It does kind of feel like Cody has dropped a lot. I mean, he went from facing Roman at the main event of WrestleMania to then facing Brock, which like, we're in kayfabe wise, Roman is above Brock because he beat Brock 463 times, I think. And so you got Roman, then Brock, and then he goes down, faces Brock, and then he's going down even farther to face Dominic Mysterio. And it's like, it's kind of sad it's a fall from grace, even though I personally don't like find anything wrong with it. I really enjoyed this like whole Cody Rhodes prevailing from all the like obstacles thrown at him and all that. I'm really enjoying that story where he has to like overcome loss, and then he has to overcome a beast, and now he has to overcome a spoiled kid. But he was in jail, so Might be a little tougher than everyone thinks he is. But anyway, I think this one's, it's not super obvious, but I think there's no way they're gonna let Cody Rhodes lose to Dominic Mysterio. If he loses to Dominic, that's just like, I don't know, like, it's just like, that kind of like really devalues Cody Rhodes. Like, if you lose to Dominic Mysterio, I don't care how you lose, how are you gonna beat Roman Reigns? So it's like, anyways, my prediction is Cody Rhodes. I think he's gonna win. I think it's gonna be a really entertaining match, and I really can't wait for that one, honestly. And then next, I'm gonna go with the one that I am least excited for. Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler versus Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez. Honestly, as a tag team, I love Ronda Rousey and Raquel Rodriguez. I really, 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 really like Ronda Rousey when she's not in, like, whatever she was doing at the beginning of the year and, like, around that year, the thing with Liv Morgan, everything, like, last year and the beginning of this year. When she's in a tag team and it's like her and Shayna, I really enjoy both of them. I've always been a big Shayna fan. I've always thought she was really underrated, and she's still underrated to this day. I don't know if she'll ever get her due, but hopefully she does. This really does seem like they're bringing the best out of Shayna, which is really cool. And Liv just came back. I don't know if I've said this a lot on the channel, but I'm not a big Liv Morgan fan. Everyone loves Liv Morgan. Everyone has Liv Morgan on their walls. They got Liv Morgan everything, and I've never been a big Liv Morgan fan. She's just come off a little cringy to me. I don't know. Maybe it's her fan base also has kind of ruined it. They're really weird. But yeah, but as a team, Liv and Raquel, I think really does work well. It's kind of like Braun and Ricochet. In a weird way, they work well together, and I actually enjoy them as a tag team. And I do like how they're building the tag division up. But at the same time, sorry, I gotta move a paper. Sorry about that. At the same time, I wish they just didn't have a tag team championships. They can easily remove these championships and put in a mid-card title. Give it to, like, Dakota Kai or someone where she's injured. So give it to Io. And then just have them, like, have a great mid-card championship title reign. I don't understand why they're so, like, dead set on having this tag division when there's not enough women to do a tag division. I mean, we barely have a men's tag division. I mean, in the past year or two, we got a good division now, but, like, I don't know, a few years ago, we barely had a tag division. We had way more men than we did women. So it's like, I don't know why they think they can make a women's division. I really hope Alba Fire and Isla Dawn win those championships. I am a huge Alba Fire fan. I've always been, ever since she won the NXT UK championship. I pleaded for her to beat Mandy Rose. She never did. It was really depressing. But when she got called up to the main roster, no one jumped out of their seat faster than I did. I was so excited, and I really hope eventually they win the championships. They had a good showing against Ronda and Raquel, or Ronda and Shayna, which I was really happy about. But I'm talking too much about this match that I don't give a crap about. I think it's going to be Ronda and Shayna. I don't think they're going to lose it yet. I think they're going to have a long, long title reign. I really do. I hope they do. I really hope they do. And, okay, next. This one is an unpredictable one. It's the Ring General, Walter Gunther. Oh, I have to say it, don't I? Because Gunther. Oh, no. And him versus Matt Riddle. And I don't know if you know, but I still call him Walter every day. But for the purpose of this video, I'm going to call him Gunther because that's his name. But anyway, so first of all, Gunther is literally 80 days away, 70 days away from breaking the record. The thought of him losing the title should not be on any second, like anywhere for any pay-per-view until he breaks that record. And not only just because he deserves to break that record. He has had, in my opinion, the greatest single Intercontinental Championship. How about that? Intercontinental Championship, mid-card championship, anything like that. He's had the best title reign. He's had match after, like, good match after good match after good match. There's no way they should give it to Matt Riddle. I really used to like Matt Riddle. I'm not a big Matt Riddle fan anymore. The opposite can be said about Walter. I am a huge Walter fan. Whenever I first started watching, not when I first started watching. When I first saw him, I wasn't that big of a fan of him. I don't know why. It was just something about him. I didn't really watch him wrestle. I never watched a match of his. I just heard about him, and I seen him, and I just didn't like. I was like, I don't know about this guy. And then I watched one of his matches, And ever since then, I cannot get enough of this guy. He is my favorite current wrestler. He's probably in my top 3 of all time. The only 2 I put above him is Jeff Hardy and Kane. And I just love him so much. And I really hope, I think this is going to be an amazing match. I really think it's going to be a really good match. Matt Riddle is a great wrestler, and everyone knows how good Gunther is. And putting them together is going to be amazing. It's going to be a hard-hitting match, and I'm excited for it. And my prediction, though, is Gunther. I think he's going to retain the Intercontinental Champion. I think it's pretty obvious. There's no way he can't retain this championship. And there's only 2 more pay-per-views, I think, in between him and the record, which are pretty big pay-per-views. You got SummerSlam, which is definitely a pay-per-view that you have to worry about him losing his title to. And Clash at the Castle. And, oh, wait, no, isn't it, Payback? Yeah, it's Payback. Never mind. Okay, he's not losing. Okay, so if we can make it past SummerSlam, then we should be safe, hopefully. But next up, we're going to do the, Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor for the World Heavyweight Championship. First of all, I haven't got to talk about it. That championship design is beautiful. I love every bit of it. Every single time, the first time I looked at it, I was like, it's not bad. I'm not even joking. Every single time I seen it after that, I slowly started liking it more, and I just love the championship, and I really, really like it. We'll talk about Romans later, but anyway. And also the women's version is, honestly, I think maybe even a little better with the white stripe. It's really, really good. But Seth Rollins versus Finn Balor, yeah, it'll be bittersweet either way they go, because Seth Rollins really should not have a world title reign for only, 21 days? Something like that. I think it's only been 3 weeks, or it's like 30 days or something like that. He should not have a 30-day title reign for his world championship title reign, first world champion since 2019. That doesn't sit right with me. Seth Rollins has been one of the best things about WWE in the last 2 years. And honestly, he's one of the most entertaining guys. I went to a house show with Seth Rollins, and I'm like, these people were singing his song for like 5 minutes straight. He has the crowd in the palm of his hand, and he's amazing. But Finn Balor has always been one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Always top 30, maybe top 35. Always been one of my favorite wrestlers of all time ever since I started watching. I started watching in 2016, so I started watching when he was already there. Well, technically not. I started in the beginning, but he was in NXT. So anyway, it'll be really sad to see Finn Balor lose. I think his promos on Raws have been amazing, and I think he really can be a great world champion. And if Damian Priest wins that Money in the Bank, that will be a great, story beat with Damian Priest as Money in the Bank and Finn Balor as champ and Rhea as champ. Like, they all got something, except Dominic, but who cares? I don't see him winning at Money in the Bank, even though they are close to Ireland and all that. What I would do, and what I hope they do, is Seth retains here, and then he goes on. That's my cat's went on behind my back. I think Seth retains here, and then he goes on to Money in the Bank, or to SummerSlam, hold it till SummerSlam, and they do a rematch of Finn Balor. You get out the camera. And then that's when you have Finn Balor take the title from him, because then Seth can have that title for a little bit longer. He can do a little bit more open challenges, defend that title a little bit more. But I really want, at the end of this feud, I want Finn Balor to be champ, but I don't want Seth to lose it so soon. So I think they should wait till SummerSlam. And SummerSlam, I think, would be the perfect moment to pull the trigger and give it to Finn Balor. And that's what I hope they do. But my prediction is Seth Rollins. I think he's going to win the first time around. I would love it if Finn Balor won, though. I will be super happy, because if Seth wins and then they have a second match, it's not guaranteed Finn's going to win. And if he wins at Money in the Bank, then
what?
So I would still be happy, even though short term, it's probably best to have Seth hold it till SummerSlam. I would love it either if Finn wins, but I think Seth's going to win this, and he's going to lose it at SummerSlam to Finn Balor. Next up, we're going to talk about is the Bloodline Civil War. This story has, in my opinion, this is the greatest WWE storyline of all time. I've watched some great ones. I've seen the entirety of, not the entirety, but I've seen the beginning of Austin versus McMahon, and I'm all the way up till September 2001. I'm watching every single WWE event, by the way. Raw, SmackDowns, them all. I'm in September 2001, so I don't know if they keep continuing that after that, but I've seen pretty much the entirety of that feud. I've seen the entirety of some really amazing feuds. Macho Man, Hogan, I've seen those, but this is genuinely my favorite feud of all time. Not feud, storyline, my favorite storyline of all time, and it's just, like, I love every second of it. The twists, the turns, when Jey Uso says, "You are out the bloodline," and I am too, kick Roman Reigns, it was amazing. But for this match is really, really hard to predict, because Roman, I don't think Roman's gonna take a loss, but at the same time, the Usos, like, they kind of need this win. I'm gonna predict the Usos, but I can see it going either way. I think the Usos are just, like, I feel like, imagine Jey pins Roman, but I feel like they should save that for when he loses the title. I don't know. I think Solo's eating the pin, and I think the Usos are winning, though, but at the same time, like, I don't know. I have to pick the Usos to make a prediction, but at the same time, I really don't know who's gonna win this. I can see it go either way. I almost want the Usos to win more. Yeah, I want the Usos to win more, pin Solo and all that, but that's a hard match. I'm excited for that match. I can't wait to see. What if Sami and KO get involved and helps the Usos win? That would be awesome. Sami and KO helps the Usos win. That would be amazing. But next up is the Women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Okay, I should have wrote the names down. Okay, I edited that out. Hopefully, I don't know. Anyway, so in the Women's Money in the Bank, you got Io Sky, Zoe Stark, Trish Stratus, Becky Lynch, Bayley, and Zelina Vega. And this one, the more I look at it, the more obvious to me it is. I hear other people having different predictions than I am, so maybe it's not like a full-blown conclusion or nothing, but in my opinion, the more I analyze it, the more obvious it looks. And if I have to go, I'm going to go from least likely to win to my prediction. The least likely to win, who I think has zero chance, pretty much, is Zelina Vega. I just don't think the LWO got over as much as WWE wanted them to, and as much as I wanted them to. I really wanted LWO to get over, Latino world, or like, come on, but they didn't get over, except for in Puerto Rico, but they keep doing that LWO and no one chants along except for, like, I think 7 or 8 people. I don't know, it's just, but Zelina Vega, I really do like Zelina. I've always liked Zelina Vega as a valet, but as a wrestler, she's never really done anything for me. She reminds me of AJ Lee, which is in my top 3 favorite women's wrestlers of all time, but at the same time, it's like AJ Lee light, so it's like, she reminds me of AJ Lee, but at the same time, I can't get behind her. I don't know what it is. I really do like her, though, and I really do want her to succeed, and I think it's a story. They just need a good story for me to really get behind Zelina. I was getting behind her during that Rhea match, but ever since then, she's just done nothing for me, and I don't think the company sees a whole lot in her, especially to give her the Money in the Bank briefcase. I don't think she's going to be a champion anytime soon. I don't think I'm sorry, like, I like Zelina Vega, I do. I just do not see her winning this match. Number 5, I have Zoe Stark. I could not stand Zoe Stark for the longest time. There's something about her. She just had one of those faces that you just, like, when there's someone that there's no reason. Joaquin Wilde was like this until he joined, I think it was Legado del Fantasma, and I slowly started liking him more. But Joaquin Wilde was the same way. He just had one of those faces. You just didn't like him for no reason. I mean, they could be a great people, nothing against them. It's just you just didn't like them. That's what Zoe Stark was for the longest time. And for some reason, I don't know why, when she joined the main roster, I've been a fan of hers. I really like her. Her finisher's amazing. She has one of the best maybe, on top of my head, she might have the best finisher in the entire company. It's so good. Like the whole like I think it's like called the 360 Z360 or something like that. But it's amazing. It's a really good finisher. Bro, Becky's face. It's so good. She's really good. I really like her wrestling style. The story was Trish Stratus is amazing. I just don't think Zoe. I think it's too early to put the briefcase on Zoe Stark, so I don't think she's gonna win it. And I think there's in that match alone, there's better options. So I just don't think I don't see Zoe Stark winning at all. And then I have to go with my number 4. It's toss up. 3 and 4 can be swapped. 4 is Bayley. She is literally a bigger jobber than the Brooklyn Brawler was. I don't know what went wrong. I don't know who she offended backstage, or she. I don't know what happened. Like, she is literally like one of the best women's wrestlers they've ever had. She's in my top 5 favorite. I think it's Asuka. You got AJ Lee, Bayley, Kairi Sane, and that's probably my big 4. I might be I'm probably definitely forgetting someone. Io's also in my top 5, maybe my top 5 on top of my head. But Bayley is so good. She's really good, but like she's not winning this match. It's just I just don't see the company putting the money after having her lose to Bianca 994 times. I don't see her winning a Money in the Bank to cash in on the title that she lost 4,000 times to Bianca Belair. I just don't see it happening. I really wish I would be very happy if Bayley wins. If Bayley wins, I will be extremely happy. She has my favorite cash-in I've ever witnessed live, not like live in attendance, but like while watching. She's my favorite cash-in I've ever witnessed live. And that's not a lot because I started watching in 2016 and the first cash-in I seen was Baron Corbin. I seen Carmella's. I didn't see 2018s. I seen 2019s, 2020s, 21s, and 22s. So I've seen 10 cash-ins. That's a lot of cash-ins, but Bayley's my favorite one out of all of them. It was such a good moment, and I loved it so much. Heel Bayley with Money in the Bank would be amazing. She has that annoyingness about her that a Money in the Bank holder like would be. Like I can just see her like coming in an Asuka match or a Rhea Ripley match and just taunting them with that briefcase. She would be an amazing holder, but she's not winning, and it really sucks. Number 3, like I said, you can flip-flop these. It's Becky Lynch. I think she has a slightly more chance only because she's Becky Lynch and she's kind of like Charlotte. She's not kind of like Charlotte. No one is kind of like Charlotte in this factor, but she's Charlotte here. You can never really bet against Becky Lynch. Not as much as you can ever bet against Charlotte, because she can be in a men's Royal Rumble and win it with 95 eliminations. I don't know. This just it's stupid. But anyway, Becky Lynch, I think the whole point of Zoe and Trish is there just kind of like as a plot device, so Becky doesn't win the Money in the Bank ladder match. Sorry, my hat keeps falling down. It's annoying. But, so yeah, there's not much to say about Becky. I think she's just in there to further a story. You can say the same about Trish Stratus, but I have Trish Stratus at number 2 only because I can see a heel Trish with that Money in the Bank. I feel like that would be really entertaining. Heel Trish Stratus with Money in the Bank. I love Trish Stratus. She's one of my favorites of all time. I say that about like literally every single wrestler I've ever watched in my entire life. But she genuinely is one of my favorite women's wrestlers of all time. I've like I said, going back and watching all those old wrestling stuff, I'm getting in the Attitude Era. Questionable booking with her and all that, but she does good. She did good in her questionable booking. Talking about barking like a dog. Anyway, but Trish Stratus, I really like this heel character, and I really like the dynamic between her and Zoe Stark. And I think they're gonna have a feud. Becky and Trish are gonna have the blowout match to their feud at SummerSlam. I just don't see Trish winning the Money in the Bank, but at the same time I can. Like, it's between Trish or my number 1, which you probably already know, but it's between those two. But I think Trish doesn't have as much of a chance because I don't see her sticking around for too long to cash in on a championship. Because I can definitely see them doing that. I wouldn't mind it either, but I don't see it happening. Not like I would love it to happen, but I don't see it happening. Number 1 though, my prediction to win this Money in the Bank, and I'm going with my heart. But at the same time, the more I look into it, the more I think it's kind of obvious. You see either her or Trish It's Io Sky. Io Sky is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Like, one of my favorite wrestlers, not even, like, she's one of my favorite wrestlers. She's just so good. She, like, the way she moves in that ring, it's like what it was with Walter. Like, it's just, like, it's so fluid, and it's just, like, it's like she was born for wrestling. It's just, she's amazing in the ring. And, sorry if the camera changed. I had to do something real quick. But, where was I? I was talking about Io being one of the best wrestlers of all time. She's genuinely one of the best wrestlers in the world right now. That match with Bianca was amazing. She had that crowd behind her at Backlash. For some reason, American crowds aren't really as into her as the Puerto Rican crowds, which technically is America, but you know what I mean. But the fans still like her a lot, and I think she's a great choice for Miss Money in the Bank. There's a perfect spot they should do with, like, Bayley and Io. Bayley's, like, looking at Io. She smiles. Io smiles back. She's like, yeah, you're gonna let me win this, aren't you? She climbs up to the top, grabs the briefcase. Io climbs up there and pushes her off, or, like, look at her in her eyes, and Bayley's like, oh no, what are you doing up here? Pushes her down, wins it. That would be such a good moment. And how I would make Io cash in might not sound amazing for a lot of people, because I know a lot of people don't like this type of cash in, but I think it would be perfect. I think Io should, so, like, after like Asuka has like a hard match at, like, a Royal Rumble, have Io come out. It was like, she's gonna cash in, she's gonna win the championship. And yes, Asuka should hold the title for that long. Honestly, she should have it for like 10 years, but she's probably gonna lose it to, like, Bianca in like a few weeks or something. But whatever, it's besides the point. I think Asuka should hold it. She should definitely 100% hold it until at least Royal Rumble. Io comes in there, looks like she's gonna cash in, but she says, no, I respect you too much to do that. I'm announcing my cash in. So let's say she was in the Royal Rumble, she was a runner-up. I'm announcing my cash in at WrestleMania. Well, I'm announcing it now, but I'm announcing my cash in, and it's gonna be at WrestleMania. So Io Shirai pretty much gets a gold ticket, a free pass to a WrestleMania title match with Asuka, and it's just perfect. I just think that would be amazing. You can have the passing of the torch when Asuka loses to Io Shirai. It'd be such a good match, such an awesome moment. I really want that to happen. I don't know if that's how her cash-in is going to go. It's not going to go like that. It's probably going to be something lazy. She's probably going to cash in the next night on Raw, because for some reason, women's wrestlers cannot hold a title or Money in the Bank for longer than a day. Like, can they not have a women's wrestler hold Money in the Bank for longer than a day? Come on now. Next up is the match I am the most worried about on the entire card, and the most excited about on the entire card, and that is the men's Money in the Bank. Now, going from least likely to most likely, I think there are 3 likely choices. Everyone knows the 3. You already know who it is. Don't even gotta say it. But let's just go through. I think number 7 and the most least likely superstar is Santos Escobar. Like I said, LWO did not get over. I want them to get over. I really like LWO. I love Santos Escobar. He's always done it for me. But I don't even think he's good enough. Even if they cash in, just do the stupid mid-card cash-in, which should never been a thing. Even if they do that again, I don't think he would even win that. Like, I can't see Santos Escobar cashing in on Walter or even Austin Theory. Like, I think Austin Theory is a much, I just don't see Santos Escobar winning a title, even by a cash-in. They need to build him a lot. I know they want him to be the next Latino superstar, which they got Dominic. He's probably going to be there. But anyway, Santos Escobar, there's no chance. I really don't see a chance. Obviously, there's always a chance. There's like a 0.00000.1 chance, though, but, well, 0.00, whatever. Next up is Butch. He has a 0.00002 because it's in London. Other than that, that's about it. I mean, he's gonna get popped. Maybe they call him Pete. Maybe this is when his name returns back to Pete Dunne. That would be cool. It's probably not gonna happen though, but it'd be cool. I like the name Butch though. I think they should use Butch as a nickname. I'm in the minority. I really do like the name Butch. I think they should call him, like, not call him, like, Macho Man nickname, like Macho Man Randy Savage. They shouldn't call him Butch Pete Dunne or Pete Butch Dunne or something stupid like that. It should be his nickname, you know, like that Sheamus and Ridge call him. Kind of like how Sheamus calls Ridge the Fridge. Ridge. Anyway, but, he's not winning. I mean, I don't even really gotta say anything about that. Ricochet's in there literally just for, Logan Paul, and I guess he's my number 5. Number 4, I say Shinsuke Nakamura. He's not winning it. I love Shinsuke. He's always been one of my favorites. He could be a world champion now that they're really revamping him. I think all they need to do to get the crowd really, which they are always behind him, but to get the crowd behind him even more, is get the little, get the violin. Okay, anyway, you get the violin back. You bring the violin back. You bring that entrance back. He's going to be a megastar. Not the megastar, though. Get to that. But number 3. Now, these are the 3 that it's obvious one of these 3 guys are going to win. Number 3 for me is Damian Priest. And I think he is just as likely as the other 3. It's just, well, not just as, here's Priest, here's number 2, and then here's number 1. They're like all super close together. Priest, I wouldn't be terribly mad if Priest won. I love Damian Priest. I've always been a big fan of Damian Priest. I've always been behind him ever since he was in NXT, when he was in NXT. And I was so disappointed when he got called up, because this was the Keith Lee era. This is when you get called up and your career is dead. Like, you are gone. There's nothing else for you to do. And then he had that match with Bad Bunny at WrestleMania, which was good, and I had hope. Then he won the United States Championship, and I was like extremely excited. Then he joined Judgment Day, or then he turned heel randomly, and I lost hope there. Then he joined Judgment Day, and I was hopeful. And Judgment Day has been one of the best things about WWE in the last 2 years. So last year, I'd say, because they won 2 years. So about a year and a half actually, but. Yeah, Damian Priest, he would be awesome. He can cash in on Finn Balor. That would be really cool. I don't really want Damian Priest to win. As a big Damian Priest fan, and there's one reason behind that, and you will see. But, my number 2 most likely. I did not go with my head. I went with my heart. Number 2 is Logan Paul. Only because I'm going with my heart. Logan Paul's winning this, isn't he? Seth and him has history. They really want to get a championship to Logan Paul. If they do this, it's going to be so bad. Because I'm a fan of Logan. I'm not a fan of Logan Paul. I'm a fan of his wrestling career. I really have dug everything they've done with him, and I am fully behind putting a title on Logan Paul. I am 100% honest. But not the WWE Championship, and not at the expense of our megastar, LA Knight, yeah. But, he can take the title from Austin Theory. Like, that's what I was thinking. Like, you know, take the title from Austin Theory. He has a championship, and it's like, okay, cool. You got what you wanted. Logan's a champion. I feel like he'd be a cool champion, but at the same time, like, if he wins that world championship, the whole point of that title is because Roman's part-time and he can't defend the title. How are you going to put it on Logan Paul, who's part-time? Like, that's just, it's not going to work, and I don't like it. And he might hold it for a short amount of time, but still, Logan Paul, he shouldn't win it. Becky said something that really annoyed me when she said that, she has no respect for Logan Paul and Bad Bunny, because, you know, they got their opportunities handed to them, which is completely not true at all. They worked really hard. You can tell they worked really hard, and I think that was one of the stupidest things I've ever heard anyone say. Bad Bunny, especially Bad Bunny, he was a lifelong wrestling fan, and he got his dream. Like, why are you mad at that? Logan Paul's kind of a douche, so, you know, if you're mad at that, sure, whatever. But I understand that Logan Paul didn't work hard to get there, but at the same time, like, even though I disagree with Becky you know, all those people who say they didn't work hard to get where they're at. You can't take the opportunities of a superstar like LA Knight. Like, come on, that's just... He hasn't been there long enough to really deserve a championship. Like, he's good. He's really good. He's better than a lot of people on the roster. I'm talking about, like, being a character, not really in-ring. In-ring, he's still really good, but not... Obviously, he's not seasoned or nothing like that. He's not, like... He's really good. He's really athletic, but not, like, super, like... He's not, like, fundamentally great, but he is a good wrestler. Like, as a character, he's better than, like, 80% of the roster. But in the ring, I just don't think he's earned a world championship. Like, I understand wanting to put a title on him because he did work for it and he deserves a title, but not a world championship. A world championship isn't just a few years of your life. A world championship is your whole life. Dedicating yourself to the sport and winning the championship. That's what a world championship really is. And Logan Paul, I don't think he deserves it. Now, coming into my number one, it's so obvious. It's LA Knight. Yeah, he's one of my all-time favorites. Like, instantly, like, not all-time, not yet. Give it a year. He's probably going to be up there in my all-time favorites. But LA Knight is amazing. I never understood him at first. Everyone, you know, like, I watched Cultaholic, and, you know, they're all big LA Knight fans, and I never understood it, you know. I remember when the first NXT 2.0, and it was LA Knight, they were saying, like, for the championship, and everyone wanted LA Knight. I really didn't know, I didn't understand him, but at the same time, I was a very casual NXT viewer, and man, when he went to the main roster, I fell in love with this man instantly. It was... Well, no, it wasn't really because it was the main roster. It was because when he went to the main roster as Max Dupree, I loved that so much, that I went back and watched his old stuff as LA Knight or Eli Drake, and that's when I became a huge fan. And then he changed to LA Knight. Every single week, I would listen to hear when he says, yeah, listen to see how many more people are going to say it. It was nobody, and then it went from like 10 people, like 20, 200, 1,000. Now it's the entire arena. I went to a show not long ago at all. It was in my home, or it was in Mobile, not my hometown. But I went there. It was yesterday? No, not yesterday. I would know that, idiot. It was like a week ago, I think, something like that. I don't know. My brain is really banged up right now. I don't know why, but he was at the house show, and he was the second match. And the second he came out, it was the loudest pop of the show. That crowd, like, I have not seen a crowd jump up. It was like an explosion. They all just, yeah. And then the yeahs were so loud. He is so over. They have to be blind not to see this. I don't know why they're so hesitant. Pull the trigger, cash him on him. Roman Reigns, I don't care. This man needs a world championship. This man needs money to make. This man needs to win this match. This man is a megastar in the making. He has the potential to be the guy, like, bigger than the guy. Like, he's LA Knight. He's a superstar. He's a megastar, and they cannot fumble the bag. They literally have a gold mine. They're sitting on top of a gold mine. And all they gotta do is start mining. But if they get distracted by a little birdie, and that's Logan Paul, then that's their fault. But man, LA Knight should win this 100%. That's my prediction. I'm going with my heart. I truly think Logan Paul's winning, but I'm going with my predictions, LA Knight. And I'm going with my heart. Heart has worked before. I went with my heart with Asuka twice. In the Money in the Bank in 2020, and in the match at Clash at the Castle, or Clash of the Night of Champions, which I didn't make a video of, but still. So, sorry about, I keep forgetting about the light, but those are my Money in the Bank predictions. I'm overall very, very excited for the show. I'm most excited for the men's Money in the Bank. I'm also most scared for the men's Money in the Bank. I'm also excited to see Gunther. I'm always excited to see him. I'm excited for the crowd. I love whenever they go overseas, because our crowds suck cheeks. Like, every crowd in America is just horrible, other than like Chicago. There was one crowd that was really good. It was not long ago. I think it was it Seattle? I don't know if it was Seattle. seems like it was somewhere close to, like, I don't know, but it was a really good crowd. And we have a few good crowds, but overall our crowds are really bad. I don't know why. I mean, you pay money to go see a show. Why are you just gonna sit there? Like, Stone Cold can come out there, Andre the Giant can come back from the dead, and you ain't hearing a peep from these guys. The only time you'll hear something is when LA Knight comes out. That's why you gotta push them. But then, like, overseas, like, I don't know, Dwayne Gill can come out and the crowd will pop. The crowd will make a huge reaction. It's just, I really enjoy these overseas shows, and I'm really excited for Money in the Bank. It's a shame that the next, like, 2 or 3 years are going to be in America. Detroit, Michigan, I don't know how good of a crowd that is. It might be good. It's a huge city. It should be good. It's the home of the Lions, you know, whatever. And then I think the next one, and that's SummerSlam. I'm excited for that. I'm going to make a video for every prediction video. I might review the shows as well. Sorry, this one's really long. It's my first video back, and I kind of want to enjoy that, you know. And then the next one is in, if I'm not mistaken, it's in Pittsburgh. So I don't know if Pittsburgh is a good crowd. It's home of Kurt Angle, home of the Steelers, home of, yeah, that's about it. That's the only cool thing in Pittsburgh. But hopefully that crowd's good. It's a B pay-per-view, but whatever, you know. Anyways, I've been holding you off way too long. Overall, my final thoughts, I am very excited for this show. I cannot wait for it. I think it's technically Friday morning. It's like 1 a.m. But I'm so excited for this show, and yes, I'm back. I'm going to make predictions video every pay-per-view. And hopefully, by the end of the year, I'm going to have a PC. I'm going to be able to make videos. I'm going to make all types of videos, and I cannot wait till that day comes. But until then, we're going to have to stick with this crappy camera. It's not really a crappy camera. It just looks crappy because of the lighting and... Okay, it's a crappy camera, but can't stick with this crappy camera with this crappy background thing, and you know, this mic that sounds booty cheeks, and also my setup is really weird. I'm in the middle of constructing my room. Wait, that's my replica title I got. I never actually got to show any of y'all, but yeah, it's pretty cool. And then there's my crappy TV with its crappy lighting. And anyway, goodbye guys. I'm excited for Money in the Bank, and I'll tell you one thing that's not crappy. It's this hat.